Hey everyone, welcome back to Creative Roots Music Studio. Today we are going to get into something called the grand cadences through the circle of fifths. Okay, now we aren't going to go through the entire circle today because that would be a lot. We're going to focus in on just the first four keys through the circle, so just C, G, D, and A. This whole progression is based on a 1-4-5-1 progression, okay, or the whole cadence is based on the 1-4-5-1 progression. And what we do is we find the C major chord first. Then we're going to go to the 4 chord, but instead of hopping up to the 4 chord, we're going to do what's called inverting the chord. Now, I don't necessarily want you to worry about all the theory behind all of this and knowing like, okay, here's the 4 of this key, and then we go to the 5 of this key. Of course, eventually that's really good to get down, and you do want to know what all those numbers are. But for today, I want you to mainly focus in on what the shapes are and what the moves are, so you can get these shapes in your fingers. Okay. So again, we're setting up for the C chord. Instead of hopping up, we're going to take the top note and we're going to move that up a whole step. Okay. Then the middle note goes up a half step. Notice how I'm playing my second finger in the left hand there. Okay. So that's what your 4 chord's going to look like. Now your fingers are going to stay nice and relaxed. I'm just pulling my fingers back so you can see what I'm doing here. And I'll do that all the way through this intro. So we've got the 4 chord here. Then we're going to move those top notes back down to the 1 chord. To get to our next chord, we're going to keep the top note there, pop in the 4 finger in the right hand on F, 2 in the left hand on F, and then we're going to move the bottom note down a half step. And there is your 5-7 chord, or in this case, the G7 chord. And then we go back to C. Okay, so kind of a quicker rundown here real quick. We've got C major, top notes go up, they go right back down, pop in the 2 and 4 fingers, bottom note goes down a half step, and then right back to your C chord. Okay, now that's consistent through all of the keys. All of those moves are exactly the same. I will go through the rest of the keys as well, just in case you do want to see how each one works. We're adding sharps for each one, so it's a little bit different. If you get the gist of it though, and you want to jump into the fun part, into the music, of course, you're free to skip ahead. You can see those marks there on the timeline. If you do want to go through the rest of the keys, so we've got G major coming up next. Same exact thing. We're going to move those top 2 notes up, grab that middle one in the left hand with your 2 finger, right back down to G. 2 and 4 go down, bottom note goes down a half step, and then we're right back to G. Okay. D major, we have to start with the F sharp in the middle, since that's part of the key signature. Same exact thing. Move those top 2 notes up. That's what that's looking like. Back to the D chord. Now we do have C sharp in the key of D as well, so we'll set the 2 and 4 fingers down, pop that bottom note down to the C sharp. Feel free to slide those hands in as much as you need to, and then we're back to the D chord. Okay, just like that. Great, same exact thing for A. So we've got the C sharp in the middle, since that's in the key signature. F sharp is also still in the key signature for this one, so we need that for our next chord. Okay, that's kind of what that one's looking like. Back to the A. Bottom note goes down to the G sharp, since that's in the key. 2 and 4 fingers go down, and back to the A. Okay, so that's how every key is going to look, how that's going to feel. I would maybe just run those a couple of times before you jump into the music, unless you've already done this a few times and you can get right into it. So here we go. Let's try it out. All right, so we're going to start with just the right hand first, grabbing that C major chord, and here we go. C, top 2 notes go up, back down to C, 4 finger plays, bottom note goes down, back to C. Awesome, here comes G, 2, ready, and G. Top 2 notes up, back to G, F sharp comes in play here, so bottom note to F sharp, and back to G. Awesome, here we go to D, F sharp in the middle to start, top 2 notes up, back to D major, C sharp on bottom with the 4 finger, back to D major. Awesome. Here comes A and C sharp in the middle. A sharp will be played for every single chord here for A. Here's your sharp on bottom and back in the middle. Good work. Here comes the left hand. And 1, 2, ready. And here's C. Top 2 notes up, second finger in the middle there. Back to C. Second finger plays, bottom note down, top 2 notes up, second finger plays, back to G, second finger plays, and F sharp in play on bottom. Awesome. Here comes D, F sharp in the middle to start, top 2 notes up, back to D major, bottom note goes to C sharp. Good work, and here's our major. Well, again, A has a sharp for every chord, so here it is in the middle, on top, back to the middle, now it's on bottom, and back to the middle. Good work. We're gonna play this all hands together now. Here we go, starting with C. Still sticking with our whole notes for now. That'll speed up just a little bit after this round. Go back to C, and here comes G, and top 2 notes up. There's F sharp on bottom. Good work. Here's D major, 2, ready, and C sharp on bottom here, and F sharp in the middle. Awesome. Here comes A. F sharp on top, G sharp on bottom here, and back to A major. Awesome. Now we're going to take those all as half notes. So here we go, back to C. So we're going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Here's G. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Here's D. Up to A. Good work. Here we go. Challenge mode with quarter notes. And 1, 2, here we go. C, F, C, G, C, up to G. G, C, G, D, G, down to D.